Okay. Mentalism. The law of mentalism is one of the laws in Hermeticism and also the Emerald Tablets. And this is fundamentally what manifestation is, because mentalism is just transmuting thought into action. So the principle here is that nobody can really explain what reality is, but we know it's kind of a construct of the mind. And I mean, when I say no, they're really, I don't really advocate believing in, having an agnostic view to a dogmatic sense, meaning to say, I don't know, period. Because it's true, we all don't know, but that should be just an extent of the fact that you cannot dogmatically put an emphasis on anything. You must be open to all concepts in one way or a form or another as a part of your understanding and reception of it. And the fact that you can receive it means that it's part of your mind as well. Mentalism means that all is mind, all is mental. The universe is mental. And if the universe is mental, if all this is constructed in the mind, and physicality and form is really just a thought, as above, so below, macro to micro. If it began as a thought and became a form, then the form really is a thought. So it's all in one, but really if you wrap it and try and get down to the base of it, to the sulfur, mercury, and salt of it, it really cannot be outside of the mind, because the mind is what created it. So the mind is creator in a way, and there's not really, in my interests, I need to explain creator too much. It's that kind of evasive rabbit hole carrot that will not, and maybe should not, or will not, therefore should not be completely explained. Because if it was fully explained, I don't think that you would be down here. I don't think I would be speaking if I understood it. I think I'd be somewhere else in a part of creation and not taking part of this. Your thought is power. Your thoughts are power. So learning to control your thoughts is the most intrinsic tool to alchemy. Learning to control your thoughts is the most intrinsic tool to alchemy. And when I say control, I do not mean OCD control, like you must control. I mean the sweet finesse. I mean, think about anything good that you've done. Think about your best sex. Think about your best anything. You let go of control to control, and that is part of the as above, so below. It's kind of contradictory. In contradiction, we almost find perfection, because it is in letting go that you begin to fully understand what true power and control is for you. Because once you are able to let go and surrender to the state of grace, you are given the opportunity to let things happen and therefore observe them, and from there take an action that is of a reflective nature. You need to be self-reflective. You need to be able to surrender to be powerful. Now that sounds like in war, you surrender, you've lost. That's opposite in this case, and in all cases. If you really fully think about it, you need to surrender to fully understand what winning is, what the opposite of surrender, which would be, I can't think of the word right now, but you guys fill in that blank. I'm going to leave this off on a note, on a metaphor. I don't know where the real root is, but I read it in a really great book called Buddhism Without Beliefs. It's a great book. Can't think of the author right now, but I got it on my shelf. And I'm not a huge Buddhist, like, Buddhism, Buddhist. I think saying Buddhist or being Buddhist or Buddhism is a contradiction itself. And not a healthy contradiction. But the analogy is this: there is you're on the beach, a sunny, great day, and suddenly a tsunami wave comes flinging itself in this horrifically slow way, towering over you. You have the automatic nature to want to preserve your life and to protect yourself, and in many ways, protection means to withdraw, to hold, to cower. You know, if somebody's gonna hit you, you kind of hold yourself and cower in a way. But you need to actually, in this case, be counterintuitive in your action and dive into the wave in order to survive. So within the contradictions and the irony and the whole principle is, once you have surrendered, you must surrender enough to be brave enough to defeat your automatic nature of wanting to cower and to hold your head and to sit there and let the wave crash on top of you. You need to surrender to your bravery at this point and dive into the wave in order to survive. So when it comes to thoughts, if you are trying to control them, you will end up against so many brick walls. You need to surrender to the fact that your thoughts are there, accept them, let them go, and then begin to cultivate true power of thought control, which is allowing, accepting, and then creating new thoughts. Thanks. Much love.